What is our top early stage altcoin investment for 2022? Here at Collective Shift, we have invested heavily into this DeFi project, which I'm going to talk about in this video, why we've bought into it and where we think it's going. NFTs surge off the back of the biggest NFT acquisition in history. The Bored Ape Yacht Club is also starting to build a metaverse. What does that mean for NFT holders and the macro NFT industry? Some actual life-changing gains still possible in the NFT market, although these bearish conditions. We're going to dig into some of those in today's episode, as well as Instagram adding NFTs to their platform. Mark Zuckerberg came out recently and has confirmed they will be adding NFTs to the platform, plus loads more in today's daily crypto show, brought to you by Ben, your host from Collective Shift. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe and give me a comment below if you've got any feedback or anything you want me to touch on, tokens and whatnot. Let's get into it. First of all, the early stage crypto opportunities ESCO report. This is a part of our investments here at Collective Shifts, where we show you all of our investments live from short-term, long-term, and NFT strategies. And this project, Maple Finance, was the biggest investment we've made to date. We made this in October last year and set this out for members, and now we're covering it a few months on to let all of you public followers as well as our members basically cover what we've done. So Maple Finance is capturing the institutional DeFi borrowing market. And what I like about Maple Finance is it's a real-world product. You can explain this to anyone, even non-crypto people, and they understand it. It is taking under-collateralized loans, aiming at institutional borrowers looking to get capital for their businesses, but it's taking out the middleman. So it allows anyone to stake their crypto or give it to Maple so they can use to lend out, and the fees are then pushed back to token holders. At a very simple level, that's how it works. But you can explain that to anyone. It's like CommBank or ANZ or any of the banks and institutions, instead of them taking the profits and them taking all the incentivized things that they get from taking other people's money or the customers' money and lending it out, it's actually giving it back to the token holders and anyone that wants to contribute to the platform. That's what I love about DeFi. It's got a really good team. They're based out of Australia. The token economics is pretty good. So they cover 4 main utility use cases. So governance, the fees, staking, and rewards. The distribution of the token is heavily distributed to the VC and teams, about 50% taking up the token supply. There will be a maximum supply of 10 million tokens. At the time of writing back in October, 24% was already in circulation, and the market cap when we bought into the project was 35 million US. Where we are now is a continual increase of the amount of daily loans given out. So you would have seen potentially, if you've followed Maple, they signed a $1 billion contract with FTX, and the daily borrowing volume of this asset continues to grow day on day. Even though DeFi has absolutely been hit for 6, most DeFi projects are down 75-80%, but Maple continues to grow. So we bought into Maple at $14.32, and Maple's currently sitting at $25 even in a bear market. So I'm really happy and comfortable with this project. Now, there's always risks and competition, especially in the early stage investments. This is very high risk. Some of the risks against this asset from an investment standpoint is things like regulatory compliance, transparency and reliance on the pool delegates, lockup and sell side pressure with only a small 90-day lockup on the deposited funds, as well as the heavy vesting periods for the investors. And there's a lot of competition. So TrueFi is one of the closest competitors. There's also some more centralized lenders such as BlockFi and Genesis that are sort of indirect competitors, but all looking for this DeFi market share. I don't think there's going to be that many DeFi lenders long term. I think it's going to be similar to how banks are now. There's a couple of big players and then a few smaller players, but that's it. You know, there's not going to be thousands and thousands like there are now in DeFi. We think Maple is one of those potential investments, and that's why we've invested pretty heavily. So that's one of my personal holdings as well. We'll see how it goes. Again, it's high risk. It may not play out. It might go to zero. Who knows? We don't know in crypto. It's very high risk, but it's got a lot of positives. If you want to see our full research piece, you can sign up for a 14-day free trial. Head to the Our Investment section. You can see all of our investments, long-term, short-term, and NFT investments for a 14-day free trial. Now, let's step back 2 years ago today. Bitcoin crashed to $3,600 USD. Bitcoin's currently sitting at 38,000 USD dollars. That's 10x within 2 years. I think a lot of people are getting caught up in this short-term volatility. People bought back in December and they've sold now. Bitcoin is still up 10x in 2 years. If you've just continued to DCA, continued to held from 2 years ago, you're up significant amounts, more than any other asset class. And it can be easy to say that Bitcoin's crashing and let's panic and get out now, but it's actually very bullish. With the macro uncertainty, everything that's going on in the world right now, Bitcoin is holding up as an asset. It's a de-risk asset compared to the US dollar or cash or fiat. It's being able to having a decentralized asset that isn't controlled by governments. It's a programmable fixed supply asset that isn't being affected by governments and people wanting to print more money and and inflation rates and things like that. It's important to step back, and I will continue to DCA into Bitcoin. Now, the NFT market has completely blown up overnight. Bored Ape Yacht Club announced they're going to be starting with virtual land sales. They're launching the new ApeCoin token soon to get into the metaverse. And there's been some huge acquisitions overnight, such as the Yuga Labs. We've been able to get our hands on the pitch deck that was leaked to VC. So Nathan spoke about this morning. Head over to Collective Shift and check this out. Basically has brought together some of the biggest projects in the NFT landscape together, and they're sharing copyrights, and they're going to be really taking this to a whole new level. So we've spoken that in depth in last night's NFT report. Matt spoke about this, as well as the life-changing gains still possible in the current market. So we spoke about some opportunities recently where you've still been able to really take some of the NFT new mints and collections and still being able to get life-changing gains in a bear market that's down 60 or 70%. So head over there and check that out. Some of the relevant collections there are DAO Cells, Cyber Brokers, Muri by House, Loser Club, and GNSS by MGXS. Moving forward in the NFT space, Mark Zuckerberg has announced NFTs are coming to Instagram. So this is off the back of Twitter recently announcing you can connect your NFTs to your profile picture. Instagram has now announced they'll be launching NFTs soon. There is no date specified when this might happen. Buying NFTs, again, is a social expression. It's a way to communicate what you're buying, what you own, without using words. It's why people buy Lamborghinis. It's why people buy expensive shoes. It's why people buy skins on Call of Duty and different console games. It's a way of socially communicating or expressing the club that you're in, your social status, what you're able to buy, the money you have. It's just another way of expressing who you are. It's why people have Instagram profiles, to share themselves, to share their experiences, and soon you'll be able to share your NFTs, the memberships you're in, the communities you're a part of, the events you've been to, the things you've purchased, clubs you're in. Like, all of this stuff is just a social expression, and obviously Instagram know that. They will be launching this soon. It's pretty funny, although off the back of their infamously tried digital currency they tried to launch a little while ago, Libra, but floundered in the face of massive political regulatory blowback. Zuckerberg is now trying to launch the NFTs in his new Meta, and Meta has jumped 3% overnight. However, Meta is still down 43% year to date. You can't just look at crypto and say crypto is down right now. Like, some of the biggest companies in the world have taken a huge hit after their massive valuations over the last couple of years, and just generally getting a healthy cycle flush out. American Express also files a trademark for the metaverse and NFT logos. So interesting to see where American Express take this with their virtual services, their membership offering, rewards, things like that. Some of the biggest mobile games as well, such as Castle Crush, have added Avalanche NFT tokens to their games and will be offering these premium NFTs amidst of other gaming platforms on Avalanche. So, the tokenization of Candy Crush and things like that, where people buying in-game tokens. It's all the same thing. It's the same psychology. So bringing in NFTs are going to be really interesting to see how that plays out with the rising play-to-earn gaming space as well. We keep an eye on that. Ethereum Builder Consensus raises $450 million at $7 billion valuation. So Consensus owns MetaMask, Infura, and some other products, and they've doubled their valuation in only 4 months. So this is huge growth. Just continues to show the amount of money, the venture money, traditional finance, traditional industries bringing people into the crypto space. Like, this money is bringing the smartest minds, the smartest talent, the smartest developers into the crypto industry. And that's why we are so bullish on this space. It's going to continue to grow. Although we've got short-term price volatility, a little bit bearish conditions on the price front, take the price aside, who cares? Look at what's being built right now. Look at where this industry is going, and it's super exciting, and continue to be massively bullish. Taking a little bit of a sidestep now from a beginner level, and not even a beginner, even Vitalik Buterin, the owner of Ethereum, sending a test transaction before the full amount. This is one of our major tips for newcomers into the space. It's sending crypto to crypto, wallet to wallet. It's important that you send a test transaction, especially if you're using chains that might be Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash, or using Binance Smart Chain to another chain. It's important that you're sending a test transaction and see it come on the other end. If you just go ahead and send $10,000, $100,000 without testing it, there is a chance you could lose all of that crypto. So please send a test transaction. Make sure it comes out the other end before you send any more, and that way you can verify. And Vitalik Buterin, one of the richest guys in crypto, the founder of Ethereum, still does this very thing. Just another reason why you should be doing that, and no matter what your experience level. If you're loving crypto, you want to learn more, you don't have time, you can head over to Collective Shift. We've got an amazing content feed of simplified crypto analysis from NFTs, long-term, short-term investments. You can see over 40 plus asset analysis, our bullish and bearish opinion. We've got a great library here of reviewed crypto assets. You can look at all of our research, heaps of resources, beginner courses. We've got so much stuff over in Collective Shift. You can check it out and get a 14-day free trial. Apart from that, if you like this video, please again like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if you want me to cover anything in tomorrow's episode. I will be back 5 days a week, back tomorrow for our daily crypto show here on Collective Shift. Thanks and bye for now.